Hey, what's up, everyone? It is time for our recruiting report with Otis Kirk, our recruiting insider. And Otis, let's start things off talking about Nico Davier. Davile? Hold on, let me do it one more time.
Davalay, Davalay, Davalay.
Davile? Okay,
hmm
3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, everyone? It is time for our recruiting report with Otis Kirk, our recruiting insider. And Otis, some big news coming out about Nico Davalay. He has committed to Arkansas. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, one of the top players in the state of Arkansas from Maumelle. That gives Arkansas a clean sweep there in Maumelle High. Getting Andrew Chamley, also offensive lineman. Nico is the type kid that can play inside or out, defensive end, defensive tackle, plays anywhere on the line, plays quarterback in the red zone for them. I saw him run a 4.9 laser at 275 pounds last summer. So that tells you what kind of player he is. I saw him play against Valonia. He's someone that's very capable coming in here this fall and helping Coach Ashley's defensive line, and being an instant contributor to that defensive line. He's got a lot of talent. Chose Arkansas over OU, Nebraska, and several other offers. Those were his 3 visits. So Arkansas, OU, and Nebraska, and he chose Arkansas.
Well, let's talk about Trey Fight, a defensive end, and you mentioned that other guys had speed. This guy definitely does.
Oh, he comes off that edge. He comes with an attitude off that edge. A very intelligent kid. Dartmouth has offered him. I mean, he's Ivy League smart, SEC talent. He's got Big 12, Washington State, Kansas State. Schools have offered him. He's got a lot of talent. Very smart kid, about 6'5", 210. Got to put on some weight, but it's really not a whole lot different situation than when Arkansas signed Matai Soli and Ricky Williams. I mean, Zach Williams. I'm sorry, Zach Williams. Blast of the past with Ricky, you'll get caught.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But no, Zach Williams, those are guys that were maybe underweight for defensive linemen when they signed, but now they're putting on the weight that they need. And the thing about it is, you can say Trey's too small, but both those other kids play as true freshmen at their size. So you never know. But he's got a lot of speed, comes off that edge. He was here this weekend, had a good visit. And he's someone to definitely keep an eye on as far as possibility. Houston, Kansas State, Lafayette, Louisiana, Lafayette, San Diego State. A lot of schools are in on him. But he told me this morning it was down to Arkansas, San Diego State, and Louisiana. But he has some Power 5 offers, but he likes those other schools. Houston's also in the mix, or was in the mix, but I guess they're not now.
Well, an interesting situation with Jordan Crook. He's still committed to Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
But he took a visit to Arkansas?
Yeah, I saw 2 of the best linebackers around this morning when I saw Jordan Crook, or this afternoon I saw Jordan Crook and Caden Henley. Crook is committed to Oklahoma State, but he's took visits to Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech. He will choose from those 3. He said, for right now, I'm still committed to Oklahoma State, but Arkansas definitely gave him something to think about. And here's something he's impressed by. Coach Shearer, when he got that job, when he came to linebacker coach at Arkansas, he made Jordan a priority. Made both those kids, Jordan Crook and Caden Henley, both priorities. And that really is something that's stuck in Jordan's mind. And I'm going to tell you, he's right now, I was looking at a Dallas Morning News article this morning, and it's an older article from earlier, but it's still relevant. It had the top 10 recruits in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for 2022. Jordan was the number 8 recruit in the area. Wow. There's quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, but no, they've got a linebacker at number 8. So that tells you how good he is. Really, I'm going to tell you, seriously, on film, and I've seen Caden Henley play in person. On film, Jordan Crook is one of the best linebackers I've seen anywhere this year. He's a 3-star. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's 6 foot, 225. It might be because of his height, but I don't care. I mean, if you can play, you can play, and he can play. So his height is not going to bother him at all in college. This kid can play, Tara. I'm telling you. I mean, he's a real deal.
Well, what about Gentry Williams? I was reading your article, and this guy out of Tulsa, 4-star, but you listed him as an athlete. So what exactly do you see him playing?
Anything he wants to play as fast as he is. I'm telling you, wide receiver wide receiver or cornerback probably or something, but he honestly, he can play where he wants to play quarterback or something. This kid's got world-class speed. I mean, he got his tore his ACL in the second game last season. I don't remember exactly who they were playing. I've written it before, but I don't remember all. But anyways, the second game of the season, he's already rehabbed it, coming back, looks good. It took a lot of work. He talked about that in the article that's on Pig Trail Nation Hogville. He talked about the work. Obviously, when you turn ACL, there's work. I mean, it's an injury. It's not something you just throw a Band-Aid on and go on.
Right.
But he's worked hard. He's got his speed back. This kid narrowed it down to 6 colleges, and Arkansas is one of them. He's been to, OU's in there, Southern Cal's in there. Some of those schools are in there, but he eliminated Oklahoma State, Nebraska, and some schools. And he's took an unofficial to Missouri. But this was an official visit to Arkansas, and he was blown away with the track facilities over there. And he said, you can see why with the facilities Arkansas has on its campus, you can see why they're a good program. And so he was impressed with the facility. And that's good because this kid, like I said, this got offers from all over the country, can go anywhere he wants to go. And he's praising the Arkansas facilities and and used that one of his 5 visits to Arkansas. So that's huge. I mean, he's great. If Arkansas get him, I mean, who knows where he'll go? If I had to guess right now, I'd probably say OU. But then again, I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, we see kids we think are going somewhere and then they don't. So, the reason I would say that, I've not had any indication from him if that's the case. It's just they're the in-state school, and you always suspect the kid will stay there. And if he leaves the state, then it becomes more of an even fight,
Right.
So that's the only reason I said that about OU. The kid's not giving me any indication that he would go to OU. And no one else has. So I don't know about that. That was just kind of a guess. But if I had to guess right now, but that means nothing because you're wide open,
It's an educated guess with what you know about
probably uneducated in my case. Somebody else might be educated. In my case, probably. Yeah.
Well, Jalen Lewis is the next guy we want to talk about. 3-star defensive back. I guess Arkansas is one of his top 4 schools right now.
Yeah, and he was here last weekend, but we didn't have I wasn't on here last week, so let me tell you, he's got 37 offers. Why he's a 3-star, God knows, because I don't. I mean, somebody's missing the boat on this kid. He's a real deal. He's a quarterback. He's from Tennessee, and I'm telling you, Tara, this kid is big time, and he was favoring Auburn, and he came here for a visit, and asked him, why are you considering Arkansas now? And he said, because of Sam Carter. That's the guy that's done the work on him, is Sam. And he could plug him in. And here's another thing. He's going to commit Friday.
Okay.
Probably to Arkansas or Auburn. I mean, Indiana and a couple of schools maybe in it. But he's going to commit Friday. But I think it's at 12:30 Central Time. But he's good friends with some Anthony Brown that visited here earlier, who's good friends with Miles Rouser. You see what it's kind of it's almost like what do they call that? Where you stack things. It's kind of effect of you get Miles Rouser, then you get Anthony Brown maybe, and then you get Jalen Lewis. It's kind of a pyramid scheme, I think. Coach has going on over there, but this is a good one. This is not the bad guy. So, but no, Coach Carter is a very good recruiter. These kids Miles Rouser, when I talked to him and I said, why did you choose Arkansas? Because of Coach,
Sam Carter.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't just preach football with them. They tell me that he knows when to be serious. But even when he's serious, he makes it fun. In other words, he's not lecturing you. And he can relate to those kids. He's a young guy. Coach Carter's a young guy. He can relate to those players, and they appreciate it. Just like Coach Shear, like I said about, with Coach Shear earlier with the linebacker, so with Jordan Crook. So they relate to him, and that's good stuff. And I predict Arkansas will get Jalen on Friday.
Okay.
Now, maybe that might be more closer to an educated guess there, but hopefully I'm right, and if not, he's going to Auburn probably, but I don't think so. He was, but not after the visit he had here last week. He really, and then I talked to him once after that, and he's really high on the Hogs. go away when he went home, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Well, before we wrap things up, I also want to talk about some of the guys that are already committed to Arkansas, taking another visit to campus recently. Who was on the Hill?
Yeah, and I mentioned Andrew Chamley was here this weekend. Caden Henley was here. I mentioned both of them. Not in the fact that they were unofficial, but Dax Courtney and J.J. Hollingsworth. And all four of those kids were here this weekend. They're committed, but they all had a good visit. They helped recruit these other kids.
Yeah.
I asked Dax. I said, "You do some recruiting?" I know. Caden Henley did. He was recruiting Jordan Crook. He was recruiting him hard. I know Caden Henley did. So, and I know Dax, JJ, and Chamley, and those guys. They were all recruiting. But they're good kids. That's four outstanding kids from four outstanding families, and
Well,
that's the atmosphere that Coach Pittman is building over there, Tara. It's just to get you get good kids from good families. Still, things can go wrong, but most of the time they'll take their odds with that. They'll take their chances. With that, and that's what you're getting there. You've got four outstanding players, outstanding kids, and outstanding parents and families, and so it's just a good situation for you, man.
I can't argue with you. It's a good situation to be in.
They can play football too. Don't forget that. That was the main reason Arkansas went after them, the family.
Right.
But no, they're really good football players. But like I said, it's a bonus when you get a kid that's had a good family atmosphere and family life. I think it's just good for you in life. It keeps you going forward and everything.
All right, Otis, that's going to wrap us up for our recruiting report this week. Thank you so much for your time and your insight, as always.
You bet.